Hello, this is OverlordBou back with another first look video, and today we're going to be looking at the experimental Borodino, the Vyazma. So the Vyazma is a tier 9 Borodino, but instead of it having radar, it has a hydro with a super heal that has a 200-second preparation time, and with the new experimental feature, which is on the Oregon, the fight or flight and the limited stock shells, and I'll let SAT score describe those.
So these two experimental ship features are pretty radical, almost unlike anything we've seen in World of Warships so far. So I'll talk about the first one, fight or flight. So this one, you can think of it as improved adrenaline rush, but it only activates underneath a certain HP threshold. So first, the ship will start at about 40 to 50% HP at the start of the battle. So in Vyazma's case, you'll be starting with about 26,000 HP out of your 64,000.
Mm-hmm.
But in exchange, the if your HP is low enough, you will get insane bonuses, including improved reload time and tighter dispersion. So this is intended to be like a fight. Basically, if you can stay at low health, then you will be outputting a lot of damage. But it's high risk and high reward. So, but if you don't play well, then you just get punished and your ship just sinks.
Yep, exactly.
And if you're wondering, this also stacks with other modifiers such as Adrenaline Rush, so you can get that reload time even lower. Assuming you don't die, of course.
Yeah, of course. That's going to be the hard part.
hmm If Keep in mind, these bonuses only activate underneath a certain threshold. If you want to play it safe and heal up, you certainly can once your heals back up. But once it goes above that certain HP threshold, you lose the bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So it is up to the player to decide if they want to activate the bonuses for some extra DPM, or they just want to play it safe, heal up, and wait for a better opportunity before utilizing these bonuses. So that's the first major experimental feature. The second one is the limited stock shells. So think of it, in this case, Vyazma comes with a limited number of special AP shells. So while they have dramatically reduced range and increased reload time, these shells travel a little bit faster and may have other improved characteristics. This is activated via the burst fire feature. So the idea is that the Vyazma, if she gets close and she can fire off special AP shells into enemies and punish them accordingly. But you have to remember, once you run out, there is no way to restock. So if you use too much of it, then you'll be out of it for the rest of the battle, and you'll be forced to fight with your normal AP shells. And even though it says 60 here, these do not take any of these numbers at face value. This is just a concept test, and these numbers are always subject to change, especially on such a highly experimental feature such as this.
Yep.
So Wargaming has stated that these features, you can think of it as an example, but these improved characteristics can also include, but are not limited to, ballistics, ricochet angles, and fuse times. But in general, you're expected to dramatically improve your DPM by using the burst fire.
Mm-hmm.
When you combine the two features, it seems to indicate that the Vyazma is a very high risk but high reward ship, because those restrictions on both of these skills are quite dramatic. For fight or flight, it only activates when you're at very low HP, and then the limited stock shells can only be used at very close range. And in the current configuration, it can only be used at around,
13 kilometers.
yeah, 13 kilometers. So if you're too careless with a ship or you get focused really hard, then you'll end up not being able to do anything. But on the other hand, if you're a very good player and you're able to utilize these bonuses to their advantage, then these ships can punch well above their weight, no problem.
Yep, for sure. Like SAT Score said, these ships are going to be these. There are 3 of them: the Oregon, the Vyazma, and the Mets. These are all going to be very expander ships with high risk, high rewards. Where at the beginning of the match, you're not even going to be able to heal for over 3 minutes. So you have to be able to play the ship without dying for 3 minutes with no heals. So yeah, you have to know how to play the ship and not get focused down early on. And then after that, you get those super heals that have a cooldown of 60 seconds. And again, all these are theoretical stats. We don't know how, and in theoretical stats, so we don't know if the heals are going to be staying this way. But I do like the fact that this ship comes with the high risk, high reward kind of gameplay where you are at the lowest health that you're at is where you get the maximum amount of benefits. But if you need to heal or go higher, then you're not going to lose the complete benefits. But the higher health you go, the reduced effect that you'll get pretty much is how the fight or flight works. And you have a very strong keel to keep you in that area where you get those nice bonuses and where you still have enough health to be able to stay alive. So I like the concept that they're doing where a skilled player will be able to utilize this well. And even if a skilled player is doing this well, all it takes is one little mistake and you're done. You're out of the match. So I do like that concept. And these burst fires, they seem to be very similar. There are 2 salvos in the burst fire. The regular reload for this ship as of right now is 29 seconds. But with the burst fire, it goes up to 40 seconds. So it's kind of the same with the Oregon, where it has like the 25-second reload, and then it goes up to like 35 for its burst of 2 salvos. For this ship, it goes from 29 to 40 for it. And again, we're not, so for this ship, for all 3 of these ships, we're not going to do theoretical builds due to the fact that these ships are such an early concept of these experimental features that we didn't want to add a build onto them or try to experiment with it, because it's not really, it's so early that it's kind of misinformation at that point if we do. So it's better for us just to talk about the feature itself, because the features are the main thing that we're trying to talk about the ships. It's not the ships themselves, more of the features that are being added and tested, because those are the main things.
Yep. The numbers can always be changed, but Wargaming wants to see if those features are a feasible concept or not, or probably too radical.
Yeah. Because a lot of people are worried about these features, or like the ammo being the same kind of ammo from World of Tanks, where it's considered gold ammo or premium ammo. And that's what a lot of people are scared of, that World of Warships is bringing that premium ammo over to ships. And that's why we want to talk about it, because there's been people spreading false information. So we're trying to show you guys that this concept isn't the same kind of concept as tanks. So that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to show you guys that it's not the same. Because the whole ship is built around the shells. It's not like in World of Tanks where you can just buy the premium shells. This ship is built around and balanced around the fact that it has these shells. And that's what makes it so much different in tanks, because in tanks, every tank can have access to those premium shells, but these ships are built around these special consumable shells. If you guys can understand that, that's what we're trying to get through, so that you guys know that they're not the same they're different.
Yes. Instead, the World of Warship shells are designed to be more as consumables. If you see the right opportunity, then you switch to your limited AP shells and then fire away.
Yep.
But because of their restrictions, you cannot just use it willy-nilly. You have to get very close just for those shells to work.
Mm-hmm. But
So
yeah.
instead, yeah, it's instead rewarding the player for good situation awareness and be able to set up the situation.
Mm-hmm. But yep, that is going to be it. If you guys have any questions or concerns, definitely let us know in the comments down below. But this is OverlordBou and SAT score, and we'll talk to y'all later.